Listening to the Law Enforcement Pirate Radio Network. Radio Free Larry presiding.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Radio Free Larry.
All right, here we go again. Buckle up, rough roads ahead. I was able to find a certain picture frame at home, and I'm going to paint it, and it's for Hashem's name. Hopefully, it works out. The one I purchased from Amazon, the glass doesn't come out, and it's not just lightly glued in there; it's heavily glued in there, and I just don't feel like messing with it. And if it breaks, you're going to catch hell trying to replace it. And right. Actually, I'm putting I bought some plexiglass, some translucent plexiglass. I'm going to put that in, and have to send the one back from Amazon. This is actually a really nice frame as far as it's not like painted. It's just, I think it's like black resin or something, right? So it's not as nice as the other ones. The other one was actually painted, but structure-wise, I think this is better, and I'll be able to just slip the glass out. And it was good. So Evelyn Park gets a credit for the queue. I can't give you the credit until I go in. It's actually there. Again, it's some of the voices are real here. Now, you may not hear a voice. You may get an inference. So if you hear me say voice, it would be the same as all of a sudden you have a thought. Hey, at home, picture frame, cheaper, glass comes out. That's how life's supposed to work. That's how people make $1 million generally. They don't work for it. They think they work for it because they didn't have a shitty life like the other people. And you get a shitty life by people cursing you. So some of those people cursed you so that they wouldn't be cursed. But again, if you don't curse people at all to losing stuff and being poor and hating on them, I don't hear it. I'm doing God's work and I'm doing it different. Then we'll all have more money. But I'm not guaranteeing that your neighbor won't have 20 million when you only have 10 million, but today you only have 2 million. You see? Hey, look, it's Rivian. Yes, Rivian, thanks for offering me a car, but as soon as you give me the money you owe me, I'll be able to buy it. This isn't supposed to pay me. They're not supposed to have to like physically pay me. Unless, I got a job for the corp. Now, when I drive by their places, they always offer me vehicles. Okay, this is that area, I think. Who got shot? Was it a kid that got shot or something? Or somebody murdered something? The cops had to shoot somebody or something? Can't remember. It's around here somewhere. There's a apartment complex. Look, they're in my head right now. I just lost my bearing. You don't just accidentally lose your bearing. You don't accidentally have Alzheimer's. They do it. But I'm not saying I have Alzheimer's. Honestly, my memory's a little too good for some people. That must be the other way. It's the frontage road. I mean, I might even be far away from it. I've been trying to find that area so I can see how it's doing. I did heal it. Well, the idea is this: if somebody's a criminal, no matter how heinous it is, the community that that person grew up in failed them. And if that community is the United States, then so be it. That's what happened. Obviously, the governments failed the Hamas people when they were kids, and they're doing it now. I mean, it's bombing, and it's going to take a lot of work from God and those people not to become terrorists in their life. Again, the system's going to move them into being a terrorist because you effed them. There's a system here. And see, that's what they see, but they don't think of it that way. It sucks to be you. That's what they think. 100%. It's just like so weird in the world. Because like Satan tortures me. So I met, kind of met. I just had a conversation. She looks like she's Native American. She could be Spanish. She looks more like Native American. But I had a conversation with her, and it's the whole thing is like I wish I had met somebody like this 10 years ago. I mean, so Satan's gonna let me see all these wonderful women. Yeah, she's yeah, I can tell she's like cool. She needed turmeric is what I told her. She has seasonal body aches. And she's kind of, I think that is a Native American thing, isn't it? I guess both some Spanish people, Hispanic people, and some watch my jiggers. That's Francis. Now, I've seen a pope today. I'm trying to figure out what he's trying to say. I mean, I saw him online with a presentation. So the cues from the pope are kind of what do they call that? I guess blinded. I got to pick that up. So heal the cues from the pope. I know I'm in the Vatican Guard again. Yay! There's an inside thing. I don't like get anything. They just inside them and everything. I get to work for them. I mean, inside, and they get to look good. There's actually a queue coming for the Pope. I can't find it. I can see it. I can see that it's here, but I can't read it. It was via St. Francis or Villa St. Francis, whatever it is. It's just like she's such a because I can feel people. It's a pleasant person. I mean, yeah, I'm sure she gets mad in her life, but I think she's the type of person who gets mad and then cries. That's what she seems like. It was just weird. Because you're all like in the middle of everything. Everything's weird, right? But that's partially Satan. Satan's been doing that to me ever since I got like really injured and kind of feeling my age type of thing, right? Now I'm like a sucker for like Native American and Latino. I told you that before, right? Some Asian, but mostly Latina and Native American. It's like Native American. That's like that's the only reason why they can lose their card, so they can't marry me. It takes a lot for a Native American woman to like be interested in a non-Native guy. It's like born into them that they shouldn't be. Kind of like I guess Orthodox Jews and stuff, right? I guess UPS store here was hidden from me. Now it's here. Oh, I have to actually go to the UPS store. I forgot. I'll have to get there tomorrow. I kind of like put things on hold until it warmed up. It warmed up a little bit today. Right. Speaking with my neighbors today when I actually came out to get in my van. Things are pretty interesting. So my one neighbor has like this electric collar, and I said, "Well, you see, your dog's already starting to pick up again because you're not. It's not a constant. You have to keep zapping your dog, which you don't want to do, right?" So I said, "You got to get a prong collar because it goes around their neck. They feel it there. They hate it, and they won't misbehave. Right. So you eventually, after a short period of time, you get to take it off, and then as soon as they misbehave, you put it back on, and they get to realize that the key is not misbehaving." Because the electric is like, for me, is a little bit much. I mean, especially for that dog. Right. We use that on like big rot. So I knew somebody used it on big Rottweilers while they were training them. But it's much trickier with an electric collar than the prong, because the prong, it doesn't. You have to put it on right so it doesn't dig into their neck. What it does is it's just like a pressure on their neck, and then when they pull, the pressure gets a lot harder than. And you don't have to pull like a choke collar where it's you could actually mess up their vertebrae and stuff. It's it kind of just gradually increases, but it's like a fulcrum, so the pressure is a lot higher. 100%. So I said, if you get one, I'll show you how to use it. And it's not hard. It's just eventually, I mean, most average dogs get, because I asked him, I said, "Is there a cattle dog in that dog?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I can notice that. That's what that is." And you're not going to get the cattle dog to settle down until you get a prong collar. So the dog was trying to herd me while I was trying to pet it because it kept like looking at me and getting interested. But then when I tried to touch it, it started hurting me. Left, right. We go left, center, right. Center, left. Just back and forth. Those like three spots. So I got to paint this thing. You can actually paint certain items in really, really cold weather, even though they tell you not to. But the trick is to have the paint inside and to have the item inside fully, warmed up. You have to be hot, just warmed up to room temperature, and then you go outside and you paint it. It'll dry before the cold really affects it. Especially, like the weather now. I don't know, sub-zero might cause an issue. Now I'm looking around psychically and listening, so that's why I'm not speaking right now. I got called up to look at the post office. They actually offered me a job the other day. You can, like, when you're psychic, you can see if from the sign. Like, if you're awakened and you know how to look at things, like you can see, you'll know if a place is going to hire you or not. But it's like an old thing. It's not real. It's from before. Well, I'm sure individuals in the post office want me to work there. There's no doubt. That's something different. Oh yeah, okay. I'm on autopilot actually. Thank you. Thank you, Overland Park Autopilot. It's actually GPS, God Positioning System, but Overland Park has allowed it to come through. I don't know if At Home tells their people to be nice, but I've had when I go to At Home, and again, of course, now the cops go, "Well, you gotta, we need you to do something for us. You gotta act like rude to this guy. Oh, he could murder somebody if you don't act rude." That's kind of shit they do. But going to At Home, the people were very nice. But I've been there twice, and both times I felt at home. I'll do sound effect voices in here, so it's not always my voice. Actually, none of the voices are mine. They're all God's, and God just triggers them this way and that way. But you all try to kill the voice. Sometimes there's like just like 19 preacher spirits around me, just keeping me going, and their voices are actually coming through me. Like from the 1800s and stuff, when preachers were real. Get rid of that. They're projected at me, so I'm just reading it and getting rid of it. Because if it goes at somebody in the public, they might shoot a police officer, right? Because they don't have the power to repel it. Oh, gosh. No, so it's disgusting. They're so manipulative and self-centered. It's disgusting. Well, I mean, it's to me, it's obvious what should have been done. Well, as soon as you say hostage, okay, call the head law enforcement people and have them bring their hostage negotiation teams in. We don't just bring one in. We bring like a think tank of about 30 or 40 of them if we have them. And then we start going to work. You play it off. I mean, you're amateurs, all of you. Whoa, what's going on there? What are you doing? That's crazy. Well, what's the problem? Maybe we can help you. But the key was really not to harass them all those years. They think it's funny, man. It's just like people fucking my life for what is it? 30 years now. At least. They think it's funny, man. So eventually God does something like that. But see here, like a cop gets killed or two cops and they go, we gotta work harder at it. It's because you're doing that. You lose protection of God. Now, me, I've got the protection of God, but how many devils come at me? Thousands in a day, probably. No, each one of these corrupt police officers is a devil in themselves. Don't be fooled by anything they're doing or anything in their life. We'll kill that. Metaphysically taking things out. Keep thinking. Look at trying to reverse it now. They're trying to do the reversal is such a fucking crud. They use that on the planet all the time. It's called the reversal, where my credit goes to them and their debit goes to me. So the planet's not honest. That's why God's killing the planet. There's no way to operate the planet back to normalcy at this point. But it doesn't matter. I mean, if you understand religion and spirituality, this place is shit. It doesn't matter if you don't live here, you live somewhere else. There's no reason to keep the FU planet going. There's just no reason. So you devils can laugh about being rich and making everyone poor? The hell with the devil and his devils. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God in all that you do.